CM Punk, yes.
Timing.
Jimmy, welcome, by the way.
Thank you.
We were talking about the staph infection story is brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yes, it is.
I like it. You're like an old Jewish aunt right now talking like,
Well,
How bad did it hurt?
Well, he says it was the
Yeah.
worst pain in his life. Where was it again?
Where was
The staph infection?
You want to see the awesome purple scar?
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
If you can.
Oh, wait, a little flap. Oh, there it is. Okay.
All right.
All right.
See that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a little indent. Okay.
Jesus.
Still purple, still there.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt, right?
No,
It's pretty much healed, right?
I'm much better now.
Yeah.
Were you?
A lot of people think will eventually go back. What's your thoughts on that? What would it take?
Well, I have a new job. I have a couple.
Yeah.
New
We're
jobs.
going to get into the new jobs.
I have a couple new jobs.
We're very excited for it.
Here's my take on that. I don't want to be that old bitter guy. I don't have a whole lot of nice things to say. They don't have a whole lot of nice things to say about me. So, but I'm willing to just be like, all right, look, great. We had some laughs. I'll see you around. Just you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. I don't know if you can tell that I'm like kind of even uncomfortable talking about it right now, but I know I can't escape that. That's my past, and
Right.
I'm not trying to pretend. I'm not trying to say wrestling sucks, and I'm not trying to pretend I was never there. I would like to try to move on.
Right.
It's like an ex. It's like an ex-girlfriend.
Sure.
You're like, I don't want to keep bringing it up. The breakup just happened.
No, it happened. I wasn't, y'all weren't perfect. I wasn't perfect. I certainly wasn't a saint,
Right.
Like, okay, so let's just let it lay where it is and just move on.
Yeah, he's uncomfortable talking about, but we're so excited because we fucking listen to the podcast.
Yeah. Well, I'm also a wrestling fan, so I'm also like,
But let me preface that.
You got
with
it all
the
out there.
reason, Yeah, the reason I did the podcast was really just to tell my story.
Right.
I didn't want it to be like a bashing, and so I know I said some harsh stuff, and I probably made some people mad, but like it had to come out of me so I could move on.
Yeah, it was a bit harsh at times, but what I liked about it was very honest.
Yeah.
And you
People
also
can't fault you for being honest in the end. Sam, you got a question? Because we only got like 2 minutes left with CM. He's a very busy man today.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I went back and looked at the interview I did with you right before your Undertaker WrestleMania match. And I want to apologize for being an enabling douche because you were so over it even then.
Yeah, I was.
You know, you're just kind of watching it.
Wait, before that WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Sam's doing fucking. He's watching footage and he's like, right there, I could tell he does.
And that was that was a big part of the problem. I was wrestling the Undertaker in front of how many people were there?
At 80,000.
80,000.
I didn't give a fuck.
I didn't give a fuck.
That's hard to wrap
I was just
my
like,
head around.
whatever.
So yeah.
Hard to wrap my head around that.
I think-
zero passion. I was just like, yeah, whatever.
I think you can just be so beaten down you become apathetic to something that like.
Yeah, because even in the interview, I'm going like, yeah, but it's pretty cool that you get to wrestle the Undertaker. And
it's
You know what's cool to me? Sleeping in.
he might get offended at that, but like it's nothing against him. It's just where it was at. And I was just like,
I think you'd probably be a guy that would understand that. A guy that's like, maybe you're a little one thin. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as he's been around. And
He just wanted to be on his couch.
Yeah.
Instead of in front of 80,000 people.
Yeah.
That shows your confidence because you always knew when you left wrestling you would be totally fine and pop right into something else.
I didn't know. I wasn't.
For sure.
I wasn't. Yeah, because I can't tell the future. And that you asked me if I'm going back to wrestling ever, and that's my answer now is, I don't want to be the guy that says never say never. I don't plan to.
Right.
But I can't tell the future.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, there could something could happen. I personally don't see it.
Right.
I could tell you,
What if Vince goes, I'll give you weekends off?
He's gonna sleep in.
I heard that before.
He's gonna relax.
You know what I mean? Like, I've heard that before.
In the contract, though. All right, God damn it, I'll write it down this time.
All right.
take your goddamn
No more
Saturdays.
contracts. How about that?
No more contracts would be nice.
No more contracts.
Smart man.
Get the Rock deal or the Undertaker.
Once a year.
Couple times a year here and there.
When you announced that you were signed to UFC, and immediately the guy who played the Green Power Ranger challenged you to a fight, was it like, this is exactly what I was not looking for in this?
Yeah, it's
in this
some
venue.
wrestling stuff right there.
Yeah.
But I've been challenged by everybody, I think, by now.
How do
Well,
you?
yeah, it could be, even I saw like Jose Canseco.
How,
I was
how
like,
bizarre is that?
Yeah, I was like, dude, you got your finger shot off, and now he's like, I'll fight. This isn't a tough man competition.
You know, I didn't sign up for celebrity boxing.
Yeah.
And here's the thing too is like that's kind of my viewpoint on that. So
Yeah.
I understand that fans and fighters alike, they will look at me and have that same viewpoint.
Right.
So I'm very like, whatever, okay, great, I understand
Yeah.
totally because Jose Canseco lost to a fighter, so like I get it.